Hi class, I want to give you some video feedback. I'm going to look at these as a first-time site visitor. Even though I have seen them already, I'm going to give you feedback based on my first interactions with the interface and design. Okay, so let's start. Denise, it's looking clean. Let's close up these gaps for sure. And just have this in your footer. So the footer should be no more than 1 inch for this, even less. So that's what you want to do there. I love the font you're using. It's working out really well. I'm thinking here this works very well, but because it says coming soon, I sort of want to see this maybe a little bigger or about that size, and this maybe not so bold. Ordinarily, maybe directly under it, that would make this a little deeper, but at the same time, it's laid out correctly. So conceptually, I prefer not to have this so bold, because we try not to put things on our site that are not complete yet. But I do like it, and so I think, all things considered, it probably needs to stay like that. Let's make sure we have equal spacing between your videos. Good job here. Let's make sure we have a heading here also. You're doing a good job getting these pretty close in alignment. I would make this full width here, so it's not so close to your name here. Just make it full if you're going to use that. You do need to have higher contrast for your menu. Okay. Good and easy to read, but we need to be sure we're not cropping logos at all. And we want to make sure that we don't have company logos. Those have to be blurred. Okay. So if something is in your footer, this is in your footer, it would be on every page. I'll know more when I look at the mobile. Make sure this is a Google Voice. Good, you just have a PO, not address. That's important. Good. We'll see. Better that it's not on this white fill. We'll see what it's like. Okay. All right. You might like this all caps. I mean, it looks nice. It's easy to read. Just doesn't have a lot of hierarchy, but you did a good job considering how wide that tagline or service title is. And let's keep those consistent. If it's going to be centered, then center them, or left align the titles. And this one will have a title. Making sure that you place them in the right order, right? That would be underneath the descriptions. Okay. Here it fits just a little uncertain without seeing your actual site to know. Probably don't need that here. Probably can just bring that up and remove this second instance of that. Okay. This is really the only question I have, that and a little bit of spacing and some, on your desktop, some contrast considerations, okay? Other than that, you've come a long way. You've put some work in. All right, good job. Okay, Courtney. Let's center a line and Okay, this is coming down here. I would take that button out. Take this out. This has to come out. Link up to at least your LinkedIn, and remember to correct the spelling of films. It's in a couple of places. This is a great photo. I would correct the color though, because make sure this is lighter. Even if you keep the background cream, I would brighten up this so it's not so much of a cream. Good job here. This has to come out. This has to come up here with your name. Okay. You have Tay, but it doesn't make sense here. So see how you can pull this together. If it's, this is just so different from this. I would probably put your name up here. Or put your name and then put your name under it and use Tay's Films and make it larger. You also need to have exactly what you do up here. You probably can reduce this down a little bit. Okay, contact needs to go under your portfolio. This comes out. Making sure, let's see. Okay. You want to get into this right away. All right, so just get rid of this. Get rid of that button. It's not landing correctly. This works. Link up to at least a LinkedIn. Make sure that that is a free Google Voice number, and this needs to link to your email. Up here, take this out. So take that out, or put that here. Close up this space, and put your copyright and year in the bottom, in your footer. You're going to drag that down here in your pages and portfolio. And probably have to remove this. Okay, there's nothing. You need a cover image there. Okay, good job providing some context. All right. Now we take this out, and then you'll have 3 there. Okay. This, maybe not so much. Probably I would just have this, if this is yours. Okay. All right, so let's look at the mobile. Again, you're going to have your name up here. This could be bigger. This comes out. This comes out. I would move that out and just have it at the bottom. I'm not sure that this selfie is as good as this even. One or the other. I don't think you need both. All right. For your about, that's what I would do. I'm not sure. Yeah, I think just one of those would be best. close that up. So you definitely want to get your footer, take that out. All right, so you have your about on your home page. So either you have to link to this, so that when you select this, it actually goes to the other. But the quickest thing to do, Courtney, is to just take this content, all that content. Well, no. Okay. Just take, you can keep About Taste Films on your homepage, but take all of this About content and put it on your About page. So this comes out. I don't know if this is new or different. I did look at it earlier. Let's see. Okay. Well, you just need one About, and it needs to link to it, all right, in your navigation. All right, so you want to make sure that everything links to the right place. So your About content should be on here and not on your home page. So you can take this off, move that over to your About page, anything that is unique to these paragraphs that are not in your About paragraphs. Okay. And contact, remember you're going to move this here, create a LinkedIn, close up the space, make sure you build your footer on your desktop and it will flow over into your mobile. Take this off, and I would just keep this and maybe this and this. Okay. All right, you're taking that off. Centering, taking that off, taking this out. And probably just one of those will be sufficient. And of course your footer. All right. Okay, I'm looking forward to seeing this as soon as you get some of these things removed. I know it's really tempting to keep placeholders there, but they're not ours. We really can only put our work in our websites. All right. Corey, let's see. Good job. It's got really great contrast and readability, but let's center align this. We do want a little contrast there. That might show up later. A little bit of space here above your heading. Make sure that's a Google Voice or free Google Voice. Good job. On your copyright, you might want to center it, but that's up to you. You do need this centered though, and it needs to be in your header. So is it in your header? Yes, you just have a rather deep header. Okay. Is that full screen? Okay, good. I would consider this font though for this. And try placing them exactly the same in your frame. Center this. So far, looking good. It's going to make week 4 easier for you because you don't have extraneous things. Okay, so we don't want to repeat anything, all right? Okay, this is Wix Facebook, so you do need to have a social link, probably a LinkedIn, and you don't have to have a home page, all right, since it doesn't have, I mean, this is fascinating, but it happens here too. So you don't have to have it on your home page unless you had just a little silhouette of this going on your homepage. That would be kind of interesting for sure. So that would be not this, but right here. If you were able to bring it up a little bit and then take this out and just have this a little higher up here. That would be fascinating if this is yours. Okay, all right. All right. This is a good start. You want Corey to be stronger than cinematographer. So move it down a little bit. You know, Corey could be in this kind of font up here, and this would be just a little smaller because you do want it legible. Probably even, you know, in a different font that's easier to read, like the one you have down here. Okay. Okay. I think there's a difference between a bachelor's degree in science or of science and a bachelor's of science. Okay, that could sound like you have a bachelor's degree in science. Okay, so you've got a Bachelor of Science in digital cinematography. Okay, a Bachelor of Science degree in digital cinematography. Okay, that's what you and your peers are getting. Okay, you've got Facebook here. Good. I would put a LinkedIn there. Do you like that? You will want to place those closer to their context, right? To their asset guide. But yeah, it's looking good. I do think this needs just a little bit of tweaking there. This is nice and strong. I would use this font up here and make that smaller. Okay. All right. Great job. Let's see, one more. Okay, Dominique. Okay, I can see exactly what you do. You've got your pages in the right order. You might want to move this over a little bit to the left so we have a little more space there. Double check, correct, you know, reverse your O and your R there for portfolio. Okay. 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 Make sure you have a little space between these, I think, just a little, not much. Not much more, but just a little bit. Make sure that that's a free Google Voice number, not a personal number. All right. Make sure you have your name and what you do in the header, so it will show up on everything. See? Double check this. I'm not sure about this page, that you even mean to have it, but obviously it needs to be resized if you're going to. And okay, the About Me. Good. This font's really hard to read. I would probably use something like this or this. We do usually want to have two fonts, one for heading and one for body copy. I'll close up that if it's on your side. Let's take a look again. Okay, so this is here, but it's not showing up in your mobile, so you need to take a look at that. Probably you'll have to add that. Okay, all right. There's not a lot of edits left for this group, all right? Important ones, but not a lot. So take these and you create a bulleted list for your first task on your revised site submission next week. And you'll implement those. You can duplicate your page, your website, and make edits there if you feel more comfortable doing that. What you can do if you're comfortable using ChatGPT, you can go to the YouTube of this video and you can copy the transcript, paste it into ChatGPT, and ask it to create a bulleted list. All right, and it can do that for you. I wouldn't get bogged down with it if you're not used to using it a lot. So, and it does make mistakes. And when they say mistakes, it's not just spelling or grammar. It doesn't make those mistakes. It makes bigger mistakes, much bigger. All right, so do double check. But otherwise, good job. Keep up the good work, and I look forward to seeing your revised sites.